Steaming crabs is not very difficult at all. Anybody can do it. What we need, right here we have a crab steamer. Basically it's a steam pot with a false bottom in it where the steam liquids go, and a nice snug lid to maintain the steam. In this case I have an inner basket with an offset on the bottom so that when I put the crabs in the basket, they don't get down into the steam liquid on the bottom. It's important to keep the crabs from getting wet on the bottom like that. So anyhow, that's our crab steamer. Also have a cup of water, a cup of white vinegar, and about a cup or more of Old Bay seasoning. In this case I have some rock salt mixed in, but just plain Old Bay seasoning is great. I have a spoon to dole out the seasoning, and plus I have some tongs to handle these crabs. Once they warm up a little bit, they're going to get a little crabby, so you want to keep your hands away from their claws and etc. So let's get started. So basically we have a bowl of crabs over here, and the process is normally I'll put 3 or 4 crabs in the bottom, then put a layer of seasoning on top of them, and the next 3 or 4 crabs, and just layer them until we get all the crabs in there. So let's get started. And also make sure you have a pot holder on the pot lid. It gets pretty hot. I'm going to grab our first crab. It's important to make sure that they're alive. You see how this one's moving around? So we don't steam dead crabs. We only steam live crabs. There's one. This guy's a good one. 2. 3. One more in there. Okay, here's 4 crabs in the bottom. Now I'm going to be very generous with the seasoning. So I'm going to get a nice big spoonful here and layer that on top of these crabs. And another spoonful. Nice and generous there. Okay. Now one note when you put the crabs in, make sure the crabs are not belly up, because when they're laying in the pot belly up, they fill up with water and they get a little soggy. They steam better when they're right side up. Okay, here's a few more crabs. It takes between 20 and 30 minutes to steam crabs, a dozen crabs like this. I'm gonna check them in about 15 minutes and see how they look. See you then. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes and I'm gonna check them, see how they're doing. Got a pretty good steam going on there. Okay, looking at the crabs, as you can see, they're not done yet. See, they're like a greenish blue underneath of all the seasoning. And in order for them to be done, they have to be a bright red or pink. So these have a ways to go yet. We'll just leave them in there for another 15 minutes and then we'll give her a check. Okay, time's up. It's been about 30 minutes and these crabs are done. So let's take a look at one. As you can see, when they're done, they're a bright red. The bottom is a bright white, and you see all the seasoning I have on them. Let me pull up another one here. Yeah, these guys are done. They look good. Let me check down inside. Yeah, looks good. So these guys are done. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer them to a cookie sheet so we can put them over to the table. It's a shame you all can't smell this. It smells great. Go ahead and bring these over to the table. Okay, these guys are ready to eat.